So let me just cover a little bit about chiropractic personal injury specifics. So chiropractic personal, there's a couple unique categories. Number one, 80% of the injuries are under 20 miles an hour. You know, a lot of people don't know that. They think most injuries are like head-on collisions, 100 miles an hour, because that's what you read in the newspaper. That is not the majority of cases. 87% of the injuries are soft tissue injuries. That's a ton of business for the chiropractor. You know, if you're a personal injury, a neurologist, and you want to focus on personal injury, you only got 16% of the market. Only 16% of the injuries have a neurological component. 16%. That's a small percent compared to 87%. And guess what also happens with that 16? If they have enough to have a neurological component or disc component, what's the likelihood they also have the soft tissue injury component? They almost have to have the soft tissue injury in addition to the disc or the nerve, just because of the amount of energy it took to give the disc injury or the nerve injury. You must build soft tissue injuries. They're harder to objectively measure, so you got to do a couple things. You have to know sensitivity testing. You got to know relevance testing. We're covering all those. You got to know sensitivity and relevance, and you got to know the difference between subjective, hybrid subjective and objective, and totally objective. Those are unbelievable components to the personal injury case, and especially how to put the case together and win. Mechanism of injury, subjective, hybrid, and objective findings, therapeutic protocol, response to treatment, MMI, impairment, and prognosis and the need for future care. Then you have to know how to tell that documentation. So you must know highly sensitive testing. So we're going to go into the difference with all the common tests that we do, and we're going to look at every one of them, and we're going to evaluate them on sensitivity, relevance, is it subjective? Is it hybrid subjective or objective? Is it totally objective? Is it sensitive to that particular injury? And is it relevant? Those are the 5 categories you need to be paying attention to with every piece of documentation. Subjective, hybrid subjective and objective, totally objective, sensitive, relevant. If you kind of, and we'll piece this whole thing together, and you'll see when we get through here, you'll go, oh, I see that's a primary. You'll go, that's a primary objective. Or you'll go, that's a secondary objective. You got to know the difference. Okay, must know the difference, subjective, hybrid. You rarely see emergency type patients, so we're not. Now, if you know what I'm going to show you with the soft tissue injury, it's documentation 101. So anything you get above this, like with the disc injury, is easy. You had the nerve injury, the disc injury, surgery, it's easy. This is it. This is ground floor stuff right here. You don't get these procedures, you won't even do well with the disc injury or the nerve injury. These are the Insurance Research Council statistics. This is good for you to know, not just for you and market purposes, but also for your attorneys. The attorneys don't know this. 87% of the injuries are soft tissue, 32% are disc, 16% are nerve injuries, 10% are mild concussion, 2% are fractures. That's from the Insurance Research Council. Now, it can vary, right? It can vary if you're in a rural area versus urban, more cars, less cars, you know. But I'm just, as a general statistic, this is a very good general statistic. Overwhelmingly, you're going to have soft tissue injuries without disc injuries, without nerve injuries. That's overwhelmingly what's out there.